everyone, Zelleranth here, and it is that time as Gemini Cup is getting ready to start here in the next couple of days, and so I thought it'd be a great time to kind of showcase the Umas that I will be bringing to the Gemini Cup. And so with that, we'll just go ahead and take a look at them. Now, I actually feel like I came out with some decent Umas for this one, unlike with the Taurus Cup that I was struggling quite a bit. Now, with the Gemini Cup being a mile race, it's much easier to hit the stat points, and for some reason, I was having a much easier time getting my Mile S / a Turf S than it came to actually getting Medium S and Taurus Cup, even with similar affinities and sparks. Maybe it was just my luck. Things went definitely a lot smoother here. It could just be for the sake of the fact that it's easier to get stats, that I actually completed more runs versus needing to spam a bunch of them to try and get the right stats. So first we're going to take a look at my end closer. So I have two front runners, one end closer. We're going with Mihono Bourbon. We're going with Mihono Bourbon, Summer Maruzensky, and then Narita Taishin. And so let me find them. I've been doing a lot of parent runs after I've kind of got them built. So there's a lot of stuff here in the mix, and I've got a filter on, which is why I'm not able to see them. All right. We kind of scroll down here. Okay, so we got... Now, I've built two Narita Taishins. And the first one I built, I find, is better than the second one. I'm trying to figure out which one's the first one here. Yeah, okay, I think this is the first attempt here. And so, did do a guts run. This did not quite hit the 600 stamina to get the speed bonus off that. It is what it is. We also did not max speed on it. But I do have at least Mile S on it. Not the best, but it's also not the worst. It's the equivalent of missing like a green speed skill. So someone that has a lot more than that will do a lot better. I have not really seen this been the difference maker. I mean, ultimately, she either wins by a lot or she loses, is ultimately how it works. And now she loses quite a bit, especially against my own front runners as well as other fronts. Just for the simple fact, her skills are not all the best. Now, we did get everything finished here. We got Full of Vigor, Daring Strike, Professor of Curvature. Of course, we got her built-in skill, Encroaching Shadow. We got the straightaway skills to try and help her finish the race strong. So if he hits these, get some speed increases. Got Slipstream and Playtime's Over, Unyielding Spirit. A little bit there. We are missing both of the corner skills. We do not also have Uma Stand on this one. But we do have Triumphant Pulse and Louder Trace and Cheer. So when she pops off, which to me isn't all that often, she does quite well. But a lot of times she just does not get far enough forward to be able to win. Even when she activates both Encroaching Shadow and Louder Trace or Cheer, it's just not enough, even with all these extra speed skills. But if she pushes up, she can win quite decently. The second one I built was another attempt. This one came out with Turf S instead of Mile S, which, when you do the math on it, slightly worse than Mile S. Not quite as strong as Mile S, but not much of a difference in terms of the lengths it actually gets you, because you're going to get to the top speed quicker, and it's not quite as long as, say, a medium or a long, where the speed advantage really starts to showcase. And so you can live with Turf S over Mile S, which is pretty nice when it comes to the mile tracks. Now, this one I actually did max her speed. Power's a little bit lower. Guts and Wit are about in the same range. This one I did get also Spring Runner 2 on it. We got Nimble Nav. I mean, this one was another, just could not get skills. I swear to God, end closers suck. It is so hard to get the skills on them. As you can see here, we had a lot more straightaway skills. Straightaway Adept, Mile Straightaways, End Close Strays. We got Uma Stand on this one. Playtime's Over. Full of Vigor did not trigger on this one, so we only have Pumped, Lone Wolf, Encloser, Savvy. So this one, even weaker than the other one in the sense of the mid-race. But with Uma Stand can help her kind of get out into the front early. Having max speed also mitigates a little bit of the difference in speed here. This plus Spring Runner actually almost puts her to par on the top of the speed of my other one. But this one has more power by having Turf S for helping her outright win. But from testing, I really kind of put it to the other one being stronger, just having better on the race skill side of things. We might end up trying both of them out in it, but I feel like this one is just better outright. But, I mean, having full vigor, we have, I think, I don't have Slipstream on the other one. Unyielding Spirit, a little bit more mid-race. Although I am missing, the corner skills are huge. But, I mean, they're kind of both very comparable. It's very hard to tell, ultimately, which ones, because I got both of the straightaways. I just could not get the other ones. We do have a lot stronger of an in-race here, in the sense that, if she can get out into the ahead a little bit with Uma's stand, and then of course if she gets lucky with Professor of Curvature, Daring Strike, and Pumped and can push up a little bit, I mean if she pops off some acceleration and then can use some of these straightaway skills to push forward, she can do quite well at the end of the race. But she has to get a little bit lucky in the middle because she doesn't have anything to really help push her forward at all. But she's basically not the one that's going to win me the races. The ones that are going to win me the races are going to be my front runners. So we're going to take a look at the first one. And I think this was my literal first and only attempt of Summer Maruzenski. I can't remember if I did any others. Came out pretty decent. I went with a Guts build on her. Everybody was telling me I should try out a Guts build, so I went with a Guts build on her. Came out decent. On her, we have... Now, you don't see a normal heal here, but she has Mihono Bourbon's heal. So as long as she gets Mihono Bourbon's ult off, not only does she get that speed increase, it counts as a heal for her, which is really good because it's not really a waste of points. You have a speed increase attached to it to trigger her ult. Angling and Scheming, Victoria Plonka, of course. We took some greens to help us out. Tokyo Racecourse, Sunny Days. And then we're kind of basically having to gamble on taking the lead for groundwork here. But it is what it is. She gets it most of the time. And if you miss taking the lead anyway, you're already in a bad position even if you could activate groundwork, because everybody else is going to get taking the lead, or in Mihono Bourbon's case, early lead, and you're going to be behind regardless. So, and with the wit, it is not generally been too much of a problem. And even if we miss taking the lead, another skill that activates fairly early that could still get us groundwork is Dodging Danger. So groundwork is not completely dead even if we miss it. And we do have the Dodging Danger, Prudent Positioning combo as well. Mid-rate, as we have, of course, we have Mild Maven, Professor of Curvature. We have Corner, Front Runner Corner, Straightaways, Shifting Gears, Fast-Paced. Of course, Tail Held High, Slipstream. A lot of mid-rates here. Biggest skill, Speed Eater, which is going to be both good for her as well as Mihono Bourbon, and even Narita Taishin in that sense. So overall, decent. But my strongest powerhouse of all of them is the Mihono Bourbon. Now, she didn't get all the way up to 600 guts or 600 stamina. That's probably her biggest weakness, is she's not getting those speed bonuses off there. But she is great everywhere else. Max wit, max power, max speed, mile S. And she was a fast learner. We got Victoria Porplanka, Angling and Scheming. We got Left-Handed. Got Firm Course, Mended. Our Menace. Got Professor of Curvature. We, of course, got the Dodging Danger, Prudent Positioning combo. Early Lead, Escaped Artist, Productive Plan. We got Mile Straightaways and Corners. Now, because of all this other stuff we're buying, we only could get Front Runner Corners and Front Runner Straightaways. Single hits, which is fine. We have Leader's Pride, Slipstream, pretty much everything we want to try and outright win it. We have playtimes over. And so, really, really strong. Does really well. It's still, man, the one thing with the Tokyo Mile, this is the same problem we have in the Dirts. Ultimately, if you don't establish yourself in the lead in the early race or right before you get to the corner, you're pretty much screwed. It's such a sharp turn in that corner that it doesn't matter how much stuff she pops off. If she doesn't get in the lead early, she very rarely is able to catch up. And that's just everybody in general. That's why Smart Falcon is so strong here, is because if you have not established yourself in the lead early, which she can do. She has the straightaway skills. She has Leader's Pride. She has pretty much everything she needs to get herself in the lead early. But it's still going to be quite tough. And kind of more of the RNG side of things on frontrunners, because if they're not in the lead, ultimately they're almost certainly going to lose. Now I feel like with the normal, so I would say I do pretty good, about 50-50 it seems like in the practice rooms, and then I'd say about 33% of the time in like the whale rooms of streams. And so I feel like they'll do pretty stinking well overall. against normal CM opponents, and then ultimately it'll just come down to the finals room. Hopefully I luck out into a weaker room, or even a strong room, and then just my front runners decide to play ball, or Narita Taishin does. Well, we'll just have to see how it goes. But that is my team going into Gemini Cup. Now, I've already won the Gemini Cup the last time around, so this will be my first attempt to try and get a star. So that'd be nice to get a star on my title for Platinum if we win it here. But since I pretty much have won the next, I think, 9 CMs, or in terms of I have the Platinums for the next 9, it's not as important to me as, say, it was when I didn't have them. Now I'm going to continue to try. As you can see, I put a lot of effort and try really strong aces. But I'm also trying to now really heavily work on my parents. So that's one reason I didn't heavily grind out Narita Taishin to try and get a better one, as enclosers are just not fun to build. Which is why, even though Christmas Ogre Cap is going to be very strong as an encloser in the next CM, I'm going to be running her as a pace chaser, most likely, alongside 2 frontrunners. It's just not worth the effort in Track Blazer, because it is too time-consuming to try and make those monsters. And then also, I don't want to have to deal with getting encloser sparks. It's already annoying enough trying to get medium S, let alone getting her to encloser A. But that is for the next ones. This is my team for the Gemini Cup. We'll just have to see. I will be streaming it as soon as it starts on day 1. And we'll just see what happens. But that's going to be it for now. And if you like my content, if you like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.